Hi folks, Brandon Fawcett with Team New coming at you from day 7 of self-isolation. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about fly casting from your NuCanoe and try to give you some tips and tricks that'll help you do it a little easier and a little more successfully. So the first tip I have for you is to keep your deck very clear and clean. Get all your equipment out of the way, your tackle boxes, your fly boxes, your bags. Keep all those in the back or underneath the seat. Make sure you got a nice clear platform for your line to drape into, and you want a good portion of the deck to be exposed. So your seat shouldn't be right far forward. Try to push it back if you're riding single a little bit and give yourself that extra room. What's really important with fly casting off a kayak is setting it up properly. In order to do that, I like to run an anchor or a drift sock, depending on the fishing situation. And what that allows me to do is to orient the boat to the wind. So the first thing I'll go over is sort of what we're going to talk about with the boat. And I have this diagram here to show you with a NuCanoe on a clock. And this is what we're talking about. You may have seen this before. For some of you, this might be new. How the clock feature works. So we'll just go over it real quick. 12 o'clock is the bow, and that's when you're standing on the boat looking straight ahead. That's your 12 o'clock position. And 6 o'clock is the stern, which is directly behind you. If you're standing on the boat looking straight off the bow, to your right is going to be 3 o'clock. Directly 90 degrees to your left is going to be 9 o'clock, and the clock goes around like that. So as we're talking about the clock, you're going to imagine that you're standing on top of it, just like this diagram shows. So as far as the drift anchor or anchor go, what you want to be doing is running a anchor trolley. What an anchor trolley does is allows you to control the angle of the boat. For most casting situations, I like to have the trolley roughly at the 7 o'clock position, as shown here on the diagram with the anchor. And this is going to allow the prevailing wind, which is going to run parallel to where your anchor is set, to come over your left shoulder. Now this is for a right-handed caster. So for a left-handed caster, you can just mirror this and you'd want your anchor off the 5 o'clock position. Now when you go to cast, what you're looking to do is make sure that your cast doesn't go through the boat. That way if you've got your furry friend with you, or you're running a tandem boat, there's another person behind you, you're not running any hooks or anything through the middle of the boat. So your casting should be almost totally in the area of say 9 o'clock through just past 11 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the nose. This is going to keep your forecast in an area that's manageable for the wind, with the wind coming over your left shoulder for a right-hand cast. And again, you're going to mirror this for a left-handed cast. And what it's also going to do is keep the fly out of the boat. So the fly is being blown away from the boat. The areas you really don't want to cast are from 12 o'clock or even 11:30 all the way around to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You don't want to be casting any of those directions. It puts all your gear in danger, your furry friends, and any passengers you have with you in danger. So number one rule is no flies through the boat. So be casting between 9 and 10:30. The last thing I want to talk about is being stable on the boat and trying to keep your balance. With a wide platform like the Frontier 12 that I run, it's not a huge issue to transfer your weight back and forth, but you do have to do it a little bit differently than you would say off the beach or off some rocks or a dock or something. You want to make sure that your knees are bent and your legs are fairly wide apart. Use a lot of the boat to stabilize and spread your weight out. And in this case, you want the rod to do a lot of the work. So as you're casting, you're just going to gently transfer your weight onto your back foot and your back cast and slowly roll it forward to your left foot for a right-handed cast. But just a little bit, you're talking 10 to 15% weight transfer, not a lot, just a little bit to rock the cast and give you that extra power for the, punching into the wind or getting that extra distance. The stability is key, so make sure your knees are bent and your legs are roughly shoulder width or just a little wider apart, and give it a shot. Try to get out there, stand up a little bit, throw some casts out, pull your line out, have a clear deck, and see how it goes for you.